Y'all, guess what happened? So my mortgage just went up. My mortgage just went up to $2,500. They just ran my analysis, my escrow analysis. And I wasn't even gonna look at it. But someone told me, like, just look at it, because I already knew I was negative because of what? Because of the taxes.
I get it.
And because I have a shortage in my escrow. Thank you, City of Chicago. Thank you so much for making it even harder on homeowners. Thank you so much.
Good old Illinois, raising taxes. Listen, I've been trying to let people know over and over and over again. Matter of fact, I've done videos saying, look guys, hey, it's that time of the year. You're going to get escrow analysis and they're going to raise your taxes.
Wait, what?
And then someone said to me, Orlando, is there a way that you can do a video on refinances and on, people waiting on their mortgage rates to come down? And I said, you know what? I've done a lot of those videos, but you know what? I'm going to give you an update just for you.
I appreciate that.
So you want to make sure that you watch this video all the way through, because this will tell you how I view and what a lot of people won't even tell you when it comes to refinancing, when it comes to waiting on those mortgage rates to come down, when it comes to renting versus buying a house. And unfortunately, a lot of you may not like my stance on it, but listen, it is what it is. My name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. We're trying to get to 200,000 subscribers, and I need your help to get there. We have a lot of viewers that are unsubscribed, and if I give you value, please hit that subscribe button. Also, too, I have a newsletter, guys. I have a newsletter. How can you beat the newsletter that is free? In this newsletter, guys, you will get everything that we talk about here. You will get budgets, saving details, what's going on in the world when it comes to gasoline prices, real estate, housing market, anything that is going on finance-wise, I give it to you in much detail. And also too, guys, if you need any type of financing that deals with commercial or investment properties, I am your guy. I've been a lender for almost 20 years, and I can assist you with that. That information is in the pinned comment and the description. Let's get right to it. Orlando, how do you feel about refinances? How do you feel about people waiting and salivating at interest rates? Well, my thing is this. Tell me you didn't buy right without telling me you didn't buy right. Listen, you know what we say on this channel. Price matters more than interest rate. Yes! A lot of people who are salivating, the reason why they are salivating and they can't wait till interest rates go from a 5 to a 3 is because they didn't buy right. That's right, they didn't buy right. The payment is killing them. Not only did they not know what the lady in the first clip didn't know, she didn't know that taxes and insurance will always go up.
Damn.
She didn't know that she bought a new build and that these real estate agents, they're not gonna tell you anything because they want commission. They don't care that your escrow is gonna go up $2,000 in the next year when it gets reassessed. They don't care to tell you that. You know why? Because if they told you that, would you buy the house? Would you have bought that house if they would have said, hey, in next year, you're going to be paying $2,000 more in your mortgage? You would have said, well, I can't afford this. Now you're in that position. Now, the only thing that you can change is interest rate. You're hoping and praying that, man, these interest rates, I just need them to go down 2%. I need them to go down 2%. But what if I told you? What if I told you? What if I told you it doesn't matter? Say what? Because at the end of the day, you do know you're going to get ate up on insurance and taxes anyway. As it goes up, it's going to eat up and you're going to be right back where you were. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Not only that, you're giving up all of the interest you already paid. See, nobody's talking about that. Anybody talking about that? No, nobody's talking about the interest that you're giving up. You've been living in the same house 45 years. Then you paid $10,000 to $15,000 worth of fees. You know, when you close on the loan, you're going to have to pay those over again. So you're giving up. Matter of fact, let me stop myself. Let's see what people have found out once they start reading the mortgage that they actually signed up for.
My mortgage went up and I didn't know why. So I called my mortgage company and they said that nationwide insurance rates have skyrocketed. Everything was reassessed and it made my entire payment go up. So then I realized how I wasn't really looking at the bill. So I decided to take a look at it. And this is what I see. This is my outstanding balance and my interest rate. I bought this home in 2019, hence the lower interest rate. And then I go over here and it dawns on me, look at what I'm paying in interest and taxes and everything else. So I'm paying this amount every month and this is all that is going towards the principal payment. And this is why I realize each day how important it is to understand interest, compound interest, amortization schedules when you buy your home. It's really damning. I think it just feels like you're trying to get ahead and something's like pulling you back. That's what interest feels like to me. And I am forcing myself to look at things more now, but it just feels sickening. Just the design of how things are. And I understand that this is borrowed money and somebody's got to make money off the money I'm borrowing. I understand that, but I still hate it.
See how that works? The reason why she's speechless is because she's just finding out how the loan works. And this is most people. They have no idea how their mortgage works. They have no idea about escrow other than its insurance and taxes. They have no idea that both of those things will continue to go up. They have no idea that how a mortgage works when it comes to amortization. That you always, let me say this again. You always pay interest up front. The bank will always make sure that they're going to make their money. Now, I've said this before, but let me say it again. Why do you think that is? Because they know people are interest rate hunting. And if people are interest rate hunting, that means that they will normally refinance within that 100% interest term, which is normally within the first 10 to 15 years of your loan. Are you going to refinance in the first 10 to 15 years of your loan? So you don't mind burning and throwing away $150,000 that you already have given the bank. And you're going to give $150,000 away to get down to 2% and then repay closing cost fees. Makes sense. Listen, I get it. The interest rate is killing you. I think this is a great time for Orlando University. Class, come on in. Let's all sit around. I'm going to show you this clip first because I need to set the base. I need to set what people, or maybe you, are asking for. Let's go ahead and just play this clip so that you guys know exactly what I'm talking about.
I am praying to God as a homeowner that the mortgage rates will go lower than the pits of hell. I need it really low. Bring it down to the threes, please, so I can refinance. Please. Bring it.
Now remember that, guys. Bring it down to the threes, okay? Now remember that, okay? Remember, you want to bring it all the way down from a 5 to a 3. And remember, you've been in the house for 4 to 5 years and you're just, I need this interest rate. I need this interest rate cut. It's going to bring my payment down $300 a month. I need it. And you know you bought wrong. That's not even the important part. What about all the money that you've already put in? Let me show you guys, class, how ridiculous this is.
We've spent $94,057 on our mortgage in the last 3.5 years. But we've only decreased our mortgage by $18,320. On today's episode of Things No One Tells You About Homeownership, I want to share with you how little of your total mortgage payment actually goes towards paying off your principal, paying off that house. We bought in 2022 in Connecticut. House was $314,000 and we had a 5.125 interest rate. If you don't know how amortization works, is you pay the bulk of interest up front and then you pay most of the principal off on the second half. That's how pretty much all loans work. So the bank makes sure they get their money up front.
Okay, so we got that understanding. So remember that clip that I showed you of you saying, oh, I need to get my interest rate down. I need it to come down so bad. Okay. You saw this lady here. She has the 5.5 or 5 something interest rate. She's been in the house for 3 years. She's paid almost $100,000. And only $18,000 of that. $18,000 of that has went to pay the house down. So my question to you is, and I'm going to continue to talk because we're not done yet. My question to you is, I just want this to stay above your head. If you're losing $60,000 of interest, only to restart that clock back over again, to pay another $60,000 of interest in 3 years, what are you saving? But listen, Orlando don't know what he's talking about. I get it. I'm only in the industry, but listen, let's let her continue.
So here are the 3 things that $94,057 has gone to from highest to lowest. Highest being principal. I'm joking. The lowest is principal. The highest actually being interest. $48,349 has gone to interest. What is interest? You telling the bank, thank you for giving me this loan. Second highest amount. Is it principal? No, it's not. It's escrow. What the heck is escrow? Escrow is 3 things. Property taxes, homeowner's insurance, mortgage insurance. The first 2 are pretty straightforward. Mortgage insurance happens when you don't put 20% down on your house, like we did. Because who got 20% in this economy? It's only like $50 for us, but still, it's there. $27,388 went to that, which I'm still going to put in the category of money I will never see again, leaving a grand total of $18,320 that went towards principal, aka paying down my $298,000 mortgage balance. It's only 19% of the money I've paid over the last 3.5 years. We've only brought that $298,000 mortgage balance to $280,000, and we paid $90-something thousand. Before y'all get really annoying in my comment section, yes, we're paying extra towards principal. We pay an extra $100 every month towards principal, which has actually helped a lot. However, no, we don't plan on staying in this house for 30 years. So no, we're not trying to pay this house off 20 years early because that just doesn't make sense for us. I have 0 regrets about homeownership. I will do this 10 times over, but if you're looking to be a homeowner, these are things that you should know about. Because there's a common myth when it comes to owning versus renting that, oh my gosh, I'm just throwing all my money away every month on rent. You're throwing most of the money away on your mortgage too. Next episode, I'm going to tell you about how much our mortgage has gone up over the years. And you're probably thinking, Anna, isn't that the point of owning versus renting? Isn't it not supposed to go up? See you next time.
Okay. So now, class, let me ask you a question real quickly. When you're deciding to do a refinance, should you only just look at interest rate? No, you should not just look at interest rate. You should look at the full picture. How much money are you going to lose by starting over? Because most people don't look at that at all. Most people only look at, man, I'm only going to save, I'm going to save $300 a month. And how much is it going to take me? How much is it going to take me to make up the closing costs? That's what most people look at. Nobody adds in all of the interest, all of the interest that you're paying. That's what you should do. And I think that would change your mind because I know we live in an economy where everybody cares about the monthly payment. If you care as much about your monthly mortgage payment as you say you do, then why aren't you cutting your expenses more? But guys, honestly, at the end of the day, like I said, you have to look at everything. If you're going to refinance, you need to add up how much money you spent already on interest. You need to look at how much money you paid already on closing, how much money you're going to pay on the refinance. You need to add up all of those things. It's all money that you have paid. And if you refinance, you start that whole clock over again. If you've made it to the 10, 15 years of paying down your mortgage, you just started getting to the majority principal payment down time. But you want to start all the way over. So now you're going to refinance to get down to 3%. 3%. But now you're going to start a 10 to 15 year clock over. Yay, paying the bank full interest again for 10 more years. Great. But listen. Let's let someone else talk about it.
95% of realtors, the first thing they want to do is get paid. That's the first thing. The second thing, maybe your interest. The third thing is all the clout for the internet. And then the fourth thing, maybe educational portion. But the first thing is they want to get paid, right? So it's that time of the year where everyone's mortgage payment who bought a new build is jumping up $900, $1,000, sometimes even $2,000 fucking dollars, right? Now the thing about this is these realtors know this is going to happen. They know that you bought this new build that had this sticker price on there that says your mortgage payment is going to be $1,800, and everyone is like, oh yeah, that's cheaper than my apartment, blah, 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 blah. Now, knowing this, how many can honestly raise their hand and say, oh yeah, my realtor told me that my mortgage payment is going to go up maybe $1,000, and you still bought that house? Now, I'm not saying don't go out and buy a new build, because new builds could be great depending on who is your builder. But the thing about it is, if you barely qualify for that house at $1,800 and it goes up to $2,600 and you didn't qualify when they did the loan, that should be legal.
But unfortunately, that's where a lot of people are today. A lot of people that I watch these videos on, they had no clue. They totally did not understand or did not know that taxes and that insurance would go up and that it would raise up their mortgage. And they think, a lot of people really do think that it's just a one-time occurrence. They really think like, whoo, I'm glad we've got past this one time where my escrow will go up. It won't go up for the next 10 years.
Boy, you crazy.
And that's because they've spoken to someone, or maybe just in their mind, and someone has told them that, oh, don't worry, it doesn't go up by that much. I mean, you may see a $10 increase every year. Class. Tell them in the comment section if it only goes up by $10 a year. Anyway, guys, hopefully you got value from this content. But if you love content like this, please join the Patreon. We do exclusive videos over there. You will love it. And also, too, you won't get all of your information from this one video. I need you to watch this video right here. Yes, it will give you information on the housing market, financial news, and get you into your first rental property. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks.